Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Cape Cod International Raceway. The clouds have parted. Clear, sunny day here in Wellfleet, Mass. And we're getting ready for a 41 lap event. It's the 16th race on the year for the 2019 NRSL Mountain Dew For the Win Cup Series drivers. And after today, 4 more races until we set the 12-car playoff field. We've also got the All-Star Race weekend coming up, which occurs every year before the chase. We'll have any playoff winners from last year. It's rumored Andrew Rich might show up with a Subaru prototype for the All-Star event. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a good show. Anyway, let's get to the starting lineup here today at Cape Cod. Interesting pit strategy is sure to follow. Nico Tringali is on the pole. He won the Denver road course race earlier in the year. He has not won since then. Starting next to him is Watkins Glen 2017 winner Charles Sanford. Starting third, Caleb Hoffman. Fourth, Zach Flickinger. Fifth, Jay Jefferson, continuing his string of great qualifying efforts. Sixth, Charles Jackson. Seventh, Austin Alves. Eighth is Samet Oskin, who won Sebring in 2017. Ninth, John Arndt. And 10th is William Flickinger. Let's take a look at the point standings. Jonathan Zorlin still leads, 30-point lead over Nico Tringali, 46 over Gardner, 47 over Fitzwater, and 60 over top rookie on the standings right now, Marty Johnson. 6th in points, Sebastian Kukulon. 7th, Alex Gray. 8th, Austin Alves. 9th, Charles Jackson. 10th, Cole Deaver. 11th, Ryan Brommer. And 12th is Kev Shear. We have 2 race winners outside the top 12. Nate Rogers sits 11th in points. Peter Sands, who won last week, sits 32nd. So right now, Sands is not eligible to be in the playoffs. He will have to work his way into the top 30. Ace Rogers sits 30th in points, only 9 points away for Peter Sands. So he will have to work his way into the top 30 by the end of this 5-race stretch. Nate Rogers, since he has a win, he bumps Kev Shearer out. Shearer's 12th in points. That puts Brommer down, and then Brommer puts Deaver down. So right now we've got 3 winners getting in on the fact that they're not top 12 in points, in a manner of speaking. That makes Charles Jackson the last one in on points right now. He's got 13 points to Cole Deaver. We'll go over those drivers really quickly. After Cole Deaver on points is Patrick Sick, 13th, Riggleman 14th, Arndt 15th, Mills 16th, Flickinger 17th, Shelton 18th, and Jay Jefferson 20th. We're going to go trackside for the command to start engines, and then 10 seconds later, green flag.
Drivers, start your engines!
Green flag is out. We are green, green, green at Cape Cod. And unlike yesterday, second place did not get a good start. They're 3 wide behind Charles Sanford and Caleb Hoffman. And this is where we saw 3 wide accidents occur. Johnny Gardner just got turned by Cole Deaver. He'll get put into the outside wall. Were they clean otherwise, as we'll see heavy braking right here. So you see William Flickinger, Zach Flickinger, Charles Jackson, 3 Toyotas, 3 wide up ahead. Tringali races for the lead. Oh, as James Qualls has been spun, Gatlin down, he's Sebastian Kugelon there in the wall. That might be the end of the 3 wide, but Kugelon's still pushing the issue. That should do the 3 wide action up for us. We should be able to go clear racing from now on, clean racing. Of course, that depends on if anyone's gonna pull an Austin Alves from yesterday and go really slow in front of the whole pack. Hoffman made it by Sanford for second. Let's take a look at the back of the field. Gatlin Downey, James Qualls. Gardner, who started 11th, is way back here. Gardner has never won at a road course in his 9-win career. or 8-win career. I'm sorry, he didn't break the record yet, but he's tied with Andrew Rich. So it looks like Gardner will stay on the track as he's trying to work his way back up through the field. Qualls and Downey also remain on the racetrack. Thanks to the pack, they should be able to catch back up without much of an issue. As Charles Sanford looks to take back second place from Caleb Hoffman. Cement Oskin's already up to 4th. And Sanford takes back second place. Jackson rides in 5th. Zach Flickinger, William Flickinger, 6th and 7th. Austin Alves 8th, Jay Jefferson 9th, and John Arndt sits in 10th. Battle for 13th between Alex Gray and Ryan Brommer. Brommer fighting hard on that right lane. And Brommer will take it from Alex Gray. Remember, Brommer's 2 wins on the season come from road courses, Valkenburg and the Pensacola road course circuit. He could be looking to tie Seth Cole for most road course wins at 3. Of course, he is only 13th right now, so a long way to go to get to the front. Phil Parker drives the 41, a car which Alexander Rowe took the victory lane at Provo last season. Parker, no road course wins in his career, but he's running 11th at the moment. This is where we could see people check up and slam into one another, but it has not happened yet as John Arndt's on the move for 9th place. We talked about Jefferson's starting position average versus his finishing position average. 13.27 with 2 poles to a 21.13 with only 5 top 10s and a solo top 5. He sits 20th in the point standings. Recently, he's been getting more success. He had the great run at the Dodge Motordrome. He's going to try and make more finishing progress. Brommer and Gray still battle for that position. Hoffman falling from Charles Sanford as Tringali leads. We'll see if Sanford is able to close in the gap right now. It looks like he's faster than Tringali. Closing the gap will be one thing, passing him for the lead will be another. That was very evident in the truck race yesterday. It could turn out to be a strategy race of sorts. We know the max fuel window is probably about 14 laps. But a lot of drivers did not choose to go the whole 14. We'll see if pitting frequently here is a good idea or not. As I thought I saw a glimpse of a car on pit road. Indeed, Downey, Qualls, they're down pit road here. But it's just them, and they're just pitting to fix damage and maybe fill up on fuel. Tringali continues to lead. Sanford closed the gap a little bit that last lap as Caleb Hoffman is under fire from Cement Oskin. William Flickinger is taking a stab at Zach Flickinger's 6th place running position. And William with a really good run through that corner. 17 total corners on this circuit. See William continue the ride right on the bumper of the 78. Let's go on border lap with Semet Oskin. You can see even the Cup cars are hitting 10,000 RPMs here at Cape Cod. Oskin's trying to clear Hoffman for third place. And he does it. Oskin will take third place away. We'll go to the roof camera for the remainder of this lap. Peter Sands got the first career victory for himself and Team Penske last week at M&M Super Speedway. Dylan Young yet to get a career win in 3 seasons. This is the second season Oskin is driving for Penske. Season 1 they got the championship with Hoffman in the 22. Sanford has closed up on Nico Tringali. Right now our top 5, Audi, a Chevy, a Toyota, and 2 Fords. The track looks so much more beautiful on a clear sunny day. William Brock is on pit road. He's got heavy damage, so something has occurred to the 31 of William Brock. 3-year veteran without a single win made the chase last season, and it looks like it might have involved Ace Rogers and Johnny Gardner. Those two stay out on track. Johnson is a little far behind Shear, but it doesn't look like he has any damage. So that'll be something to look at after the race. As where did the 19 go? Oh, there he is. But Gardner's bad day continues. If we look at the point standings, William Brock this year sits 40th in the points with just 1 top 5 to show for his season. Obviously not going to get the run he wanted here today. So let's take a quick overview of the standings. Marty Johnson's 5th in points with just 1 single top 5, 6 top 10s. The highest driver in points without a top 5. Well, a lot of people have top 5s this year, so Alex Ferrante's 38th in points. He doesn't have any top 5s, but he's got 2 top 10s. Gatlin Downey, 42nd in the points, which is last. He has 1 top 10, but no top 5s. And then Phil Parker, who's 41st in points, has no top 5s or top 10s. So those are our bottom performers in 2019. But it looks like it's down right now to Tringali, Sanford, and Oskin. Oskin closing in on Tringali that last lap. So 3-car race it looks like for the moment here at Cape Cod. As Hoffman begins to slow. And there is Phil Parker in 11th, so he could have a shot at that first top 10 today, depending what occurs on the racetrack. Remember, Cole Deaver got his first career win at a road course. That was at Surfers Paradise last season. A track we did not return to as it was lacking action. As Levi McIntyre's trying to get by Parker for 11th. He's got to run the preferred line in this corner. Does he get to clear Parker here? He will. So put Levi McIntyre up to 11th place. Levi McIntyre on the year as a rookie, 27th in the points. Single top 5, 3 top 10s, 1 pole. He's definitely got a better starting position record, or well, qualifying record. He's got a better qualifying record than he does a points paying record, but he's up to 11th right now. We'll see if he's able to keep it up there for the duration of the event. These top 3 split away from the rest of the field. Charles Jackson closing up on Caleb Hoffman. 164 miles an hour into turn 1, slowing down to 48 for turn 2. Charles Jackson looks to the right side of Caleb Hoffman for 3rd place. Jackson got a pretty good acceleration off that corner. He'll pull ahead here, but what happens off this corner? Pretty even. No, Jackson dives it in a little bit. And put Charles, nope, not yet. Turn 8, the 1 hairpin corner. Jackson holds steady to the right side of Hoffman. And this is the corner where Jackson should get him. So you see Hoffman really has to check up. That's going to open the door for Zach Flickinger, who makes contact with the 14. And Hoffman will let Flickinger go. Oh, it looked like he was going to. Battle rages on now for 5th. And Zach Flickinger will take that from Caleb Hoffman as well. So Hoffman probably not the fastest driver on the track here today. But put Charles Jackson up to 4th and Zach Flickinger up to 5th. So the top 3 remain decently separated as William Brock will officially receive 42nd place. It appears Gardner and Ace Rogers have elected to come down pit road as well, as this is around the time that the Truck Series drivers started making strategy moves. So look at who's running poorly back here. Peter Sands is one of them in 33rd. This is not the run he needs. He needs to be doing at least top 15 if he wants to work his way into the top 30. We have had winners both seasons who were not top 30 in points and therefore did not make the playoffs. It was a lot more evident in 2017 when we had, I want to say, 25 different winners in the first 26 events. Or was it 24? Something like that. 22, something like that. Last year we did not eclipse 16 winners in the first 26 events. This year, I don't think we're going to eclipse 12 winners. Right now, we're at, I want to say 9. Keep the camera on Jonathan Zorlin, our points leader, in 25th as I take a look. 10. We have had 10 different winners so far, one of which is not in the top 30. So the chance still remains to get more than 12 winners in a 20 race period. It's definitely interesting because we're having a 20 race regular season but only a 5 race playoff. So the playoffs is a lot more condensed this year. How about Jessica Shelton? Started the season off so strong. Now she's running 24th place here today. She hasn't had a top 5 in almost 3 months. She's down to 18th in the points. Nate Rogers, 19th in points, sits just in front of her in 23rd. Fitzwater trying to maybe work his way by Mark Riggleman for 21st. Seth Cole sits 18th. He hasn't had a good season. There's Dylan Young fighting with Ferranti for 16th place. And Young will fall in line for now. Brahmer remains in 15th. You see Parker and McIntyre have really separated themselves. Hoffman remains in 6th. Jackson has pulled since. He's actually catching the lead pack as they run different lap times every lap. Sanford's really closing up on the back end of Tringali right now at lap 10. Let's go to our pit lane 1 camera. We haven't done this yet today. As Sanford's making a move on the lead. Sanford looking to lead here at Cape Cod on lap 11. They're still even. This is going to really help Jackson close the gap. Here we go into the pit lane 2 camera. Look at that racing right there. But right there through that corner is where Sanford clears Tringali for the lead, and Oskin's looking to capitalize and take 2nd place. And he does it. So Tringali goes from 1st to 3rd as Charles Jackson closes up from 4th. As William Flickinger has made it by Caleb Hoffman for 6th place. And Levi McIntyre is on the bumper of John Arndt for 10th. No one else has done any pit strategy yet. You can see 37th is still about 22. I'm going to predict 22 seconds behind the leader. We'll watch and wait here. I believe they've hit the line by now, so it doesn't look like distance is really changing. Probably due to the pass for the lead. Hoffman falls to 7th, continuing to fall now. As William Flickinger is looking to get on the bumper of his teammate, Zach Flickinger. These two are rumored to both be moving to management roles. The current prediction is for Isaac Flickinger, who drove in trucks last season, and Adam Flickinger to take these rides, but that remains to be seen. As our pit strategy begins on lap 12, Charles Sanford, Charles Jackson, and John Arndt are the first 3 to hit pit road. And that'll give the lead to Cement Oskin for the first time today. And if you're Team Penske right now, you are very happy to see this. Now, if the Cup drivers just play out the strategy this way versus what we saw the truck drivers do, I predict they will have to pit once more, maybe a second time after that, depending on how they stretch their strategies. As it appears tire was about 3 seconds. So let's go back to Sanford. Sanford already off pit road. Came out in front of the others who were damaged in pit earlier. See Charles Jackson right behind him. There's Arndt. And Phil Parker also came down pit road. Parker probably hoping to pit on an empty pit road. He was in 12th place. After this cycle is complete, we'll see where everyone ends up. So here we go. Oskin, Tringali, Zach Flickinger, William Flickinger's the first to stay out. Jefferson was going to stay out, but he got turned by Levi McIntyre. He will stay out regardless. Brommer, Arndt, Seth Cole, Quentin Moore stay out. Ooh, Fitzwater wanted to stay out, and Nate Rogers just about turned him. Patrick Sick is around. And he's coming to pit road. Unbelievable. So William Flickinger leads the race. Mentioned Brommer, Ferranti. Brommer, Ferranti, Seth Cole, Jay Jefferson, Quentin Moore, Mark Riggleman, Fitzwater, TJ Hanley, Rob Evans, Tony Green, Marty Johnson all stay out. And Oskin's going to come out of pit road in front of the leader, of Charles Sanford, that is. And remember, it takes a lap to heat up the tires, so Sanford will likely pass Oskin here without much problems. Let's see what happens here. You can see how close Sanford is moving to the back bumper of the 22. Looks like the 22 is going to move out of the way for now. He doesn't really want to fight him. We'll see if Charles Jackson's able to pass the 22 as well or not here. Phil Parker's gained a lot of track position from this. He's up behind Zach Flickinger. That first top 10 might come today. And Jackson passes Oskin as well. So it looks like everyone else is going to come down pit road here. And that is indeed the case. There goes William Flickinger. And there go the leaders. Sanford, Jackson, Oskin, Tringali, Parker, and Zach Flickinger. As William merges back onto the track right in the thick of it. So that puts Charles Sanford back into the lead, and with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a few laps. We are back here at Cape Cod. Drivers are coming to start lap 17, and running in 5th place, Phil Parker. Looking for that first top 10 and maybe that first top 5 on the season. He's 41st in the standings. It would definitely be a confidence booster, as he's actually looking to challenge Nico Tringali for 4th. And you can see he ran his fastest lap of the race, a 1:44.433. Same with Tringali, 1:44.286. 381 for Oskin, 725 for Charles Jackson. Sanford, meanwhile, his best is a 1:44.099. The fastest lap on the day, though, Ryan Brommer with a 1:43.856. Let's go through the field here on lap 17. Charles Sanford, your leader. Charles Jackson in second. Third is Cement Oskin. Fourth, Nico Tringali. Fifth, Phil Parker. Sixth, Zach Flickinger. Seventh is William Flickinger. Eighth is John Arndt. Ninth, Levi McIntyre. And 10th, Cole Deaver. Alex Gray up to 11th after passing Austin Alves. 13th, Caleb Hoffman. 14th, Dylan Young. 15th, James Shelley. And 16th, Ryan Brommer. You can see he set that fast lap on lap 16. 17th is Alex Ferranti. 18th, Nate Rogers. 19th is the road course king. Most road course wins in the series with 3, Seth Cole. And in 20th right now, Jessica Shelton. There's your points leader, Jonathan Sorlin, in 21st. We'll start doing notables here. Jay Jefferson has fallen all the way down to 24th place. Last week's winner, Peter Sands, up to 26th. Fitzwater, top 5 in points, is 28th. Johnny Gardner is 41st. That's our run through the field. As it looks like Oskin's got the heat in the tires. He's starting to make some moves. As he's on the bumper of Charles Jackson for second place. He pushed him through the corner a little bit, and he'll get to the right side of Jackson. If he can hold it through the hairpin, they're coming to the part of the track where being on that side of someone is very beneficial. And it looks like he will. Oh no, Jackson clears him. All over the bumper is Cement Oskin. Back to the right side of the 11 he goes yet again. This is another part of the track you can make it work. Ooh, he holds the 11, but he gets a little loose. He loses the ground. I think right now, looking at the way the pit strategy fell, Oskin has the freshest tires up here in the top 5. If we're looking at the top 10, it's the 77 of William Flickinger. We'll see what that rookie's able to do with the pit strategy he's on. The front 2 pitted first cycle with Parker and somebody else, John Arndt. Arndt, however, fell to 8th, and he was in front of Parker, so that's interesting to note. Oskin again going for second place. The 84 and the 78 are on the same tires as the 22. Jackson's hitting curves. It's really letting Tringali pull up behind them. Oskin looking for any way he can to get by the 11 of Jackson. They battle on for second. Let's see if there's anything else going on. William Flickinger is pulling away from John Arndt. No one's really fighting back here. John Arndt leads this line of cars in 8th place. You see William Flickinger with the freshest tires is trying to gain back the time he lost. We're likely to see the second sequence begin at about lap 25. And it'll be a challenge to see who can make it to the end or not. Drivers who pit on lap 14 might have a very good chance of making it to the end. Look up ahead. Oskin still having trouble getting by the 11, and that's really let Tringali and Parker close up. Sanford not running any blistering lap times. Jackson and Oskin are actually closing in on him while they battle. So Jackson is not holding up the 22 of Oskin, but Oskin definitely faster car at this point. Zach Flickinger's even closing in a little bit. So Sanford, slowest car on the track. I mean, he did pit first after all. Parker's hanging tough with Tringali, but I'm sure his tires are starting to fade as well. So I'm running out of things to say. All right, let's look at the stat sheet for Samet Oskin this year in the 22. He sits 26th in points with a top 5 and 2 top 10s. Let's look at other drivers. Charles Sanford, 25th in points, 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s. He's 25th in the standings. So he's got a lot of top 10s, but he's getting DNFs, I think, elsewhere. How about Charles Jackson, 9th in points, 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s, looking to try and point his way into the playoffs yet again. Or he could get a win here today. Time will tell. But Oskin's making a move for second once again. This time it looks like he's going to take it. He's a lot more even with Jackson this time. If he can just stay to his right side. He does. Jackson's got to be careful now. He doesn't want to lose 2 positions. Right here, this is the corner we're talking about. Left lane gets pinched, really have to check up. Ooh, and Tringali gets to the right for third. And Jackson will indeed lose 2 positions. And that happened to Tringali earlier with the race lead. So Jackson will fall from 2nd to 4th, right in front of Phil Parker. See Zach Flickinger in 6th. William Flickinger really closing up on them now. Let's see how much time William chops off a Charles Sanford lead at the start-finish line. Wow, it's 4/10, just about. So top 10 running order remains the same other than that move for 2nd and 3rd as Phil Parker's looking for that position. And these guys are on the same pitch sequence. So Phil Parker may be having something under the hood after all. Earlier it looked like he didn't have anything. He faded to Levi McIntyre, who runs in 9th. Pitting early might be the strategy to go with as long as you can make it. These drivers may be going to have to go 14 laps this run just to make it to the end. But Phil Parker will clear Charles Jackson for 4th. Zach Flickinger might get 5th on him. William Flickinger really closing up right now. And there it is. There's Zach Flickinger to the right side of Charles Jackson. Will Jackson fall from 2nd to 6th in 2 laps? It might be 7th if William gets up here in time. Charles Jackson holds strong. Battle for 5th continues. Or 6th, I mean. No, it's 5th. Never mind. Zach Flickinger has him at the start-finish line, and he'll clear him into turn 1. Going into turn 2, they'll hit the braking zone. William Flickinger really steaming in here. He gained so much time that lap. He'll make a move to the right of Charles Jackson for 6th. But he had to back out. Meanwhile, Parker and the others have sped away. Tringali and Oskin are closing in on Sanford. Oskin's got to worry about Tringali right now, though. The top 2 from their sequence. Parker's tires are finally starting to show. He's faded away from Tringali. So Oskin and Tringali continue to chase Charles Sanford as we're at lap 23. No strategy going on. So you can see Jackson really holding up William Flickinger right now. Tires are just shot. This is what you can't have happen when you're on the fresher tires. You need to be able to gain all the time you can. Oskin Tringali continue to chase Sanford. And Sanford's pitting on lap 23, and that begs the question, can anybody make it on just this one stop? John Arndt will come down. So 2 of the 4 that came down the first time elect to pit a lap earlier. And that could make strategy on a possible 3rd stop very interesting, because it would be lap 35 to 38 as the possible 3rd window. And you would have to take anywhere from a splash to half a can. So that would beg the question, would you just take fuel, or would you take 2 tires and fuel? Parker and Jackson elected to stay out versus what Sanford and Arndt decided to do. Those 2 are already away. We'll see who makes what moves for pit road here this time. We're going to do the control N trick this time. As Nico Tringali is coming down, Phil Parker's coming down, Zach Flickinger, Charles Jackson pits, so Oskin and Williams stay out. A lot of those cars behind Williams stay out. James Shelley will come down pit road. And wow, really not a lot of people elected to come down pit road on lap 24. That gives Oskin the clear lead. There's Charles Sanford. See where he comes out with Oskin. Comes out right next to Phil Parker. Where's the 22? Oh wait, Oskin already, that's right, Oskin has not pit yet. Whoops. So coming in out in regards to Phil Parker. He's right next to him. So Parker has passed Tringali on pit stop. So what a pit crew for Parker today. And Parker's holding his own against Sanford. Parker was the one who just came out of the pits at that. So this is unbelievable. here we go one more time. Oskin stays out again. So trying to two-stop it are some people. Others might be three-stopping. No one's coming down this time. Caleb Hoffman will dip down pit road on lap 25. DJ Curtis. That's it. Wow, there's a lot of people still staying out on the track. So it might be a two-stopper indeed. It's going to be close. Sebastian Kugelon's going to pit. As it looks like Patrick Sick is doing the same. Sanford and Parker continue the battle. Remember, Parker just came out of the pits one lap before. And he held Sanford up a pretty good amount on that first lap. That's pretty crucial. It takes that lap to heat up your tires. So those two lead. Hoffman will come out way behind James Shelley even. Aren't all over the bumper of Jackson now. Still not really sure how this is going to all pan out. William Flickinger is not... Oh, he's gaining. He's still gaining. Never mind. I thought he wasn't. Look at that top 10. Lap 26. I think if you can make it to 27, you could make it from lap 27, starting lap 28. I feel like you can make it from that pit stop if you pit that late. As it looks like Oskin will pit this time. This gives us a terrible angle. William Flickinger stays out. McIntyre, Deaver, Gray, they're coming down pit road. Alves comes down. Looks like Dylan Young, Brommer, Seth Kofer, Ronti, Nate Rogers, Riggleman, they stay out. Jonathan Zorlin, Quentin Moore, Jay Jefferson stay out. Jose Mills, Rob Evans, Fitzwater. Still a lot of people staying on the racetrack. So that'll give William Flickinger the lead. We'll go up to Charles Sanford. So 17 cars or so continue to stay on the track. You see Sanford and Parker clear. Nico Tringali, Zach Flickinger clear. See, that's how much longer staying on the track costs you. Oskin lost a ton of track time. If those in front of him find a way to stretch it, then it could get pretty crazy. Of course, tire wear really comes into play. Right now, William Flickinger might be the one getting this W if everyone before him has to pit again. Dylan Young sits second. I mean, there's a huge pack of people. Okay, never mind. Brommer's up to second. Young's falling positions right now. Who comes in here? William Flickinger will pit on lap 27. What about two road course winner on the year? Ryan Brommer, he pits. It looks like everyone else is going to pit right here. Anyone thinking of making it one more lap? No. So the remaining 17 drivers pit on lap 27. They should all be able to make it. You just see how close Sanford and Parker are, how much time they've gained. And it's really no contest. We'll just see how many positions William Flickinger loses from this, as Phil Parker's going to make a move for the lead. Remember, he pit one lap later than Sanford. Battles on for the lead. So let's do our top 10 rundown. We should be good to go right here. Sanford leads, Parker second, Nico Tringali is third, Zach Flickinger fourth, fifth is Charles Jackson, sixth Samet Oskin, seventh John Arndt, eighth is James Shelley. How about this run? 9th, Levi McIntyre, and William Flickinger, the man with the freshest tires, is 10th. We'll see if he's able to get him heated up fast enough. He does not want to lose 2 more positions to Cole Deaver and Alex Gray. They are 11th and 12th. 13th, Hoffman. 14th is Shelton. Okay, wow. Alves 15th. 16th, Curtis. 17th is Brommer. Battle for 18th between Seth Cole and Sands. And 20th is Nate Rogers. So you see, those who waited a long time to pit have, at the moment, lost a ton of track position. But time will remain to be seen if they gain it or not, as Gardner will make his final stop of the day. But we'll step aside for one last break, and we'll be back for the conclusion of the event. They're coming to the line to hit 12 to go, and lap down car Johnny Gardner sits in front of them. He just pit. Tires are still warming up for the 7. I don't know. I'm going to assume he's down a cylinder because his best lap time is only a 1:45.5. So this could shake up the running order if he holds up the 03 or the 41. Tringali 2.8 back. Zach Flickinger 5.4. As William Flickinger did fall to 12th, he is 17 seconds back. Ryan Brommer, who's second in their group, is 3 seconds behind him. Now those are the guys to watch for, because if any of these top runners have to pit again, that's going to be the race for the lead. Parker pit a lap before Sanford, but he's having difficulties getting by the 03. The 7 might be able to help him out with that. Parker and Gardner are friends off the track while they may not be teammates. It would be very bad, though, for a lap car to get in Sanford's way at this point. Nico Tringali's looks like he's closing up. What a race here from Cape Cod. I know it's been long. It's been pretty interesting, though, to say the least. You see Sanford does gain some time there over Parker, but now he's got to deal with lap car of Johnny Gardner. See, even with Gardner's fresh tires, he's only running 145 to 146 lap times. See which way Sanford decides to go here, going to the left. Left lane not known to be strong on this section of the track. See if he makes it work right now. Gardner's holding him off. Parker's not really making any moves, but Tringali's closing in. Sanford will clear the 7 of Gardner. Fast speed zone right here. Now we'll see how much Parker is held up. Next high speed zone will be the front straightaway. Here we go. Parker will make the move to the left side of Gardner. He lost 3/10 that lap. See, Tringali gained a lot of time. Won't mean anything, though, if he gets held up by the 7. There's Oskin in 5th. You can see he's really raking in time right now. He's down to 5.9 seconds back. He's arguably the one to win this race if the ones in front of him pit. See Shelley now with a bumper full of McIntyre. Deaver Still 10th, Gray 11th. You see William Flickinger not really pushing the issue right now. All these drivers in front of him are running the same lap times. So strategy is working very interestingly here today. Andrew Miller has pit a second time from the looks of things. As, oh, something must have happened. Gatlin Downey has retired from the race, so that is another incident to take a look at. That could explain Andrew Miller being on pit road. But Sanford holding strong right now. He'll be coming to 9 to go. Parker's looking to close back in. Tringali has gained nothing on Gardner this lap, which is shocking. And Tringali lost all the time he gained, and he didn't even get by the 7. As Oskin gained the 9/10, I think, this past lap. Indeed, that is the case. He's all over the bumper of Zach Flickinger for 4th. If he keeps the pace up, he'll get to the leader, but he cannot waste time passing people. Being to the right side of someone honestly seems to be the preferred line in most of these corners. Zach Flickinger not going to exactly hold them up a lot. Flickinger running about the same lap times as the leader. William Flickinger, meanwhile, despite his fresh tires, has not been able to gain any ground. And now that these top 3 have worn their tires, Gardner is actually keeping up with them with a poor engine. And that is probably explaining why Tringali cannot get to him. It's probably about the 4 or 5 lap tire difference between him and the 7. Eight laps remain. Tringali holds even that time. Samet Oskin has gotten by the 78. Can he open up on race leader Charles Sanford? Shelley has gotten up the 7th. William Flickinger 9th. Oh, pit stops. Are we having more pit stops? We are. Caleb Hoffman's down pit road. Alves, McIntyre, Deaver, Gray. Oh, they're bailing now and taking tires early. That's right. If you're going to take tires, you might as well use more laps. They have split the run in half. That gives William Flickinger a little free space to gain some time with his fresh tires. But what do the leaders do now? Do they try and go all the way? Parker's all over Sanford right now. If you know you can't make it, do you split this run in half? Left sides only, right sides only, fuel only if you stretch it all the way out. Parker checks up a lot that corner. Oh, and we know the reason why is because Charles Sanford is going to pit on lap 34, and Phil Parker is going to take the lead. Samet Oskin just came down pit road, though, and he was gaining a heck of a lot of time. I do not understand that decision. John Arndt will pit. No one else really close. So what do you do if you're Samet Oskin right behind Charles Sanford? If everyone else pits, you know you have better tires than the 03. see what both cars do here. And they're both doing lefts only. So Sanford's right sides are going to be more worn than the 22s. Looks like the call right now for a lot of drivers is left sides only. Sanford and Austin will come out next to each other without an issue. McIntyre leads the first group. Parker continues to lead. Tringali tries to get by the lap car of Johnny Gardner. Zach Flickinger third, Jackson fourth, Shelley's fifth, William Flickinger is sixth. If you were able to stretch it that last run, I see no reason to cut your run in half. No reason at all. You should be able to make it to the end of the race. Like, no joke, William Flickinger pit on lap 27. He should be able to stretch that out. Time will tell. Phil Parker pit. Is he going to pit? Oh, he is. Phil Parker comes down. Tringali will come down. Zach Flickinger. Jackson and Shelley and William Flickinger will return to the race lead. This is the same kind of strategy we saw in trucks. They pit the longest they could go and then they cut the next run in half. But is that what you want to do as William Flickinger when you've gone 14 laps each run? He takes the lead. Let's see the top 10 rundown of those that have stayed out with him. Curtis second, Brommer third, Seth Cole fourth, Ferranti fifth, sixth Nate Rogers, seventh Sorlin, eighth Riggleman, ninth Dylan Young, 10th Quentin Moore, Rob Evans, Jose Mills 11th and 12th, Fitzwater 13th, Jefferson 14th, 15th Tony Green, 16th Kev Shear, and Parker's out of pit road in front of Charles Sanford. Oskin nowhere close. So if everyone pits, Parker's going to get the W. It would be 5 to go at the line. William didn't even pit 10 laps ago. Cape Cod has certainly been turned into an interesting event. William will stay out. DJ Curtis comes to pit road. Everyone else remains on the track. There's Parker, there's Sanford, there's Oskin passing Nico Tringali. McIntyre's right on his back end. How about that? Will it be William Flickinger going to victory lane? Seth Cole's up here in second. He's looking for second on Ryan Brommer. If he can make it to the end of the race, that would be unreal. Seth Cole's season has been nothing like his Final Four season last year. He sits 37th in points, was a single top 5 on the season. Could we see another driver sub top 30 in the points win back-to-back weeks? It's going to take William Flickinger pitting for it to happen, I think. Not sure if Seth can gain all this time in 3.5 laps. 77 stays out. 42 stays out. Anyone else from this group? Right now, it looks like these 17 drivers are going to make it to the end. Or 15. We're down to 15. This is interesting. Seth Cole's gaining on William Flickinger. It's 4 to go, though. Even if he gained 4.5 a lap, he'd be a second short. Brommer's trying to hold off Alex Ferranti. Ferranti's looking inside. How about Sorlin in 6th place, running this long run strategy? So Nate Rogers really going to benefit, 19th in the point standings, if he can get this top 5. Seth Cole has pulled. Ryan Brommer, I feel like, is the next one down. He's got the older tires. Seth Cole's experience is shining right now. 3 road course wins over 2 seasons. He's looking for the 4th. He's really closing in on William Flickinger, but it depends. Do these drivers have to pit? And if they did, I feel like they'd take fuel only, but I feel like Phil Parker, who's 19.4 seconds back last time at the line, would still clear and pass them. The 77 and the 42 stay out. It looks like everyone's staying out. These drivers are in it for the long haul. Parker has been unable to get by anybody. Seth Cole gained a whole second and another 10th that lap. Oh my gosh. Seth Cole is exploding right now, but is he going to have to pit for fuel? William Flickinger is taking it very easy. Oh man, Seth Cole is flying up here. Let's go to the rear bumper camera of the 77. You see that 42 car, man. He looks for that win. He hasn't had a win all season. We thought he would be a contender this year, and he has been anything but a contender. It'll be 2 to go at the line. Parker has been unable to gain any ground. He can't even get by Kev Shearer. Seth Cole gains the same amount of time. He'll be right to Williams' bumper by the time they hit the white. He's just closing so much on those braking zones. Neither driver pits. William Flickinger, a rookie. Seth Cole, 3-year veteran. 2 laps to go at Cape Cod. And he chopped another second and a 10th. My goodness, Seth Cole's there. But he's got to make a pass at the right zone. Look at Seth Cole through these corners. The top 15 continue to stay out. Oh man, Seth Cole is there on the bumper of William Flickinger. Who would have thought someone who was running mid-pack all day would be fighting for a win? And he's at the bumper. Where will Seth Cole make his move? He's got a lap and a half to figure it out. He's running a bit of a wider arc there. He's right on him. Through this S chicane, whatever you want to call it. It's the S's. It's no chicane. My mistake there. I forgot what a chicane is considered. Seth Cole. Oh man, where does he make the move? Oh, he's peeking. He's peeking. We got a little aggressive there. They'll be coming to the white flag this time by. No one is even thinking of pitting right now. Seth Cole's going to give himself some distance. White flag in the air for William Flickinger and Seth Cole. Seth Cole still has the better tires. He just has to find the place to make the move at. There it is. There's the move. To the helicopter camera. They're even. They're even. Seth Cole with the advantage. This is one of the corners we've seen passes made all day. Seth Cole still to his outside, or his right side, whatever you want to call it. They're even. What a race we're getting here. Did he clear him? Seth Cole with a bit of a wiggle for fuel, and Seth Cole takes the lead on the last lap. And he completely pulls away from William Flickinger. This could be the win Seth Cole needs to accelerate his run to get to the top 30 in points. It's been a disappointing year through 15 races for Seth Cole, just one top 5, and we've been to the Denver Road Course, Valkenburg, and the Pensacola Road Course. But today, at Cape Cod, through the final corner, up and down the hill, Seth Cole will get the W here at Cape Cod. He's a winner in 2019. William Flickinger will come up short in second. It certainly looked like he was the favorite to win if this third group was the one to get it done. But Seth Cole, I think, pit a lap later than him or something, but he had the tires and he had the experience and he was putting the pedal to the metal. Brommer, who's gotten 2 road course wins on the year already, finishes 3rd. Ferranti gets 4th. Nate Rogers 5th. Sorlin with his 8th top 10 on the year and 6th. Mark Riggleman 7th. Dylan Young 8th. Quentin Moore 9th. And Jose Mills rounds out the top 10. How about Phil Parker? We thought he was going to be the man to get it. But 15 drivers did not have to pit a 3rd time, and he'll only receive 15th place. Sanford, who led a lot of laps, 17th. Oskin 18th. Tringali 20th. The strategy calls drivers made decided this run, and you can see Seth Cole ran out of fuel before William Flickinger. That just goes to show you how much fuel was the concern. Seth Cole pushed it. William decided to save. Seth won the race. Brommer destroyed his back end, but it doesn't really matter. We're waiting for the results to be official. There's a lot of people running out of fuel now, and there it is. And with that, as a typical NR glitch, going spinning. So Seth Cole wins, and we'll take a look at the 1 or 2 wrecks that occurred throughout the day. So here's what happened to William Brock on lap 5. Side by side with Gardner, and Ace Rogers just makes a move for a hole that in a spot like this is not a good one to make. Yeah, there's a lot of room for Brock here, but gotta think the track really narrows up on the straight. Ace is just gonna get loose, gets into it with William Brock, makes contact, that gets them together with Gardner. And they just go up into the wall. Brock side slams it really hard and actually gets flipped almost completely over. Actually, he does end up landing on his side and then falls over onto his roof. So that's what happened to William Flickinger. Now let's see if we can figure out what happened to Gatlin Downey. Here it is. Oh, and was this right here? Ooh, no. Wondering if it's in the same area. Let's see here. Do. He's holding these drivers up. Oh, here we go. Just came completely across the nose of Andrew Miller, who I'm wondering if he was going to pit or something. We saw this earlier where people were spinning each other out. Downey just came completely across the nose of Miller and gets himself turned into the wall. And then more contact with TJ Hanley and Tony Green. And he just went to pit road and retired. So that's what happened. So with that, I'll see you guys at the next race. It's our last 2 races in 1 week. Race week for the Cup Series, which they're doing Pig Stadium on Wednesday and Boston on Saturday. So those will be some interesting tracks. Pig Stadium is using the Speedway package. Boston is not. So, but with that, see you guys at Pig Stadium.